Welcome to Cooking on the Kenai. Today I'd like to show you how to make a pumpkin roll. I have already preheated my oven to 375. On my counter I have 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin puree in my bowl, 3 eggs that are slightly beaten until they're all one color, 1 cup of sugar, and a teaspoon of lemon juice. I'm going to mix those together before I do anything with the rest of my dry ingredients. Add my sugar, eggs, and my lemon juice to my pumpkin. Once this has been thoroughly combined, I'll set it aside for a moment. Get a small bowl to mix my dry ingredients. I have 3/4 of a cup of flour. I have a teaspoon of baking powder. I have 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of ginger, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to combine those together just to mix them so they're pretty much all one color, and stir them into my pumpkin. This cake recipe was given to me by a friend when my husband and I were first married. It was one of the things that he just really enjoyed that she prepared. Once you have got your dry ingredients all mixed in, you're going to take your cookie sheet that you have lined with parchment paper and pour in your cake batter. Using an offset spatula that looks like this, I'm going to spread this evenly over my parchment paper. And you need to be careful on how you spread this so that it's all even and you don't get a really thin spot. Scrape down my spatula. If you pound it a little bit, it will flatten out and be smoother. I'm going to put this in the oven for 15 minutes. While my cake is baking, I'm going to be laying out a tea towel and dusting it with a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. This is how you're going to roll up your cake when it comes out of the oven. So you want to have your powdered sugar pretty evenly spread over the top of your tea towel. If you need to use a spoon or your fingers to get the powdered sugar to go through your sieve, do so. My cake has baked for 15 minutes. I'm going to take the parchment and the cake out of the pan and place it on a cooling rack. So now I'm going to show you how to flip the cake. Take hold of the parchment and kind of turn your hands upside down. Pull the parchment back and the cooling rack back, and you're going to flip your cake over onto your powdered sugar tea towel. Immediately, carefully pull your parchment paper off your cake. Don't worry if there's wrinkles. That will be the inside of your cake, whereas the top was beautiful and smooth. Now you're going to take your cake, and I flip one end over so that it powder sugars the inside, and then you're going to roll your cake up in the towel just like this until it is completely cooled. Now we'll make the frosting for the cake. I have 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of softened butter, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to combine the butter and the cream cheese and blend it until it is smooth and creamy. The lighter and fluffier you can get this butter and cream cheese, the easier your frosting will be to spread within your cake. So scrape your bowl once at least. And now I'm going to add my powdered sugar. I have a tendency to blend this a little at a time so the powdered sugar doesn't fly in my face. Scrape the sides of your bowl. Blend it again. Add in your vanilla. Scrape it one more time to make sure you got everything off the sides and all that vanilla mixed in. And your frosting is finished. My cake has cooled completely, so now we'll unroll it. Don't worry about these cracks right here. That's going to be on the inside. As you can see, the cake is rolling, and that's the way we want it. So now you put all your frosting, if you like it like we do, all your frosting in the middle of your cake. And spread it around. This works really well with an offset spatula. Don't worry if you can't get it all the way to the edges, because that's the part you cut off before you serve it so you can sample it. Make sure you get your frosting underneath your roll so that your entire cake roll has that beautiful swirl in it when you slice it. This is one of our favorite fall desserts, or any time for that matter. Okay. Now you just roll up your cake, gently peel it off the towel, once in a while it will crack. And part of that is because you're going too fast when you take it off the towel, or you didn't quite have enough powdered sugar on your towel. Now that our cake has been frosted and rolled, I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap, refrigerate it for an hour or two to allow the frosting to firm up before I slice it to serve. I've dusted our pumpkin roll with powdered sugar. I'm going to cut it into a 1/2-inch slice to serve. Thanks for watching Cooking on the Kenai.